In yesterday's video, you heard about 6 ways that you can create an emotional bond with your listeners by sharing emotions or including emotions in your story. And this is best done through dialogue. Well, today you're going to hear about 5 more ways to take that emotional connection and create a memorable experience for your audience. I like to call it vaccinating your speech. Dirty word, vaccine, isn't it? It has split the country, even the world, in half, and it's been very violent exchanges at times. This isn't that kind of vaccination. We're not touching that one. This is a vaccine I think we can all agree on. You'll notice that vaccinate is spelled a little bit differently. VAKS. Vax stands for V visual, A auditory, K kinesthetic, S smell. Now, if you're a medical person, I realize the correct term for smell is olfactory, but vaccinate just kills my metaphor, so I'm not using it. I also realized that I left out one, didn't I? Or did I? Taste. Actually, there's a T in vaccinate. So there you go. We've covered the 5 senses. So what does this mean for your story? When you're setting a scene, give us 1 or 2 details that cover each one. So for example, in the desk story that I've told in a recent video, it might have been yesterday, I forget. I do too many videos. So in that story, I'm standing on my desk in 1st grade. I'm being punished for breaking class rule, which was standing on a desk during recess. So I was punished for the infraction that I committed by recommitting the infraction. All right. And a point for another story on confusing punishments from teachers and parents. For this video, the point is, here I am standing on a desk. I'm 6 years old. I've gotten in trouble, and my teacher wants to set an example, and it humiliates me. So I'm standing on the desk. The lights are off. The kids are all resting their heads on their desks. They're supposed to be taking a nap. You can hear the rain pelting the window and the steel roof. There's a bit of a chill in the air because we're almost at Thanksgiving. And you can smell the brownies and the cookies. I'm not paying attention to any of that, though, because for the last 10 minutes, I've been standing on top of this desk. And when I first got up, I thought, oh, I'm going to have some more fun again, like I did during recess. But my teacher said, Michael, stand up there. Don't make a sound. Don't make a face. Don't laugh at nothing. Do you understand? Okay. All right. Let's talk about that scene. What did you see? In my workshops, most people will say, well, they saw the darkened room. They saw the kids with their heads on their desks. They also saw me standing on the desk. And I once had a woman say, well, you're wearing long pants and a sweater. I said, really? She said, yeah, it was near Thanksgiving, so it must have been cold out because you said it was chilly. I figured you were bundled up. Terrific observation on her part. So that's what people see. What did you hear? Most people tell me they heard the rain pelting the window and the steel roof. Others have heard the kids playing. This is a bit of a longer story, but earlier in the story, they were playing during recess. They heard that. They felt the chill in the air. They also felt the tension because I'm standing on this desk being stared at. And when I asked them what they smelled, they said they smelled the brownies and the cookies. And I asked them what they taste. And more than once, people have said, chocolate chip. And it was interesting, just like with the clothing, I never mentioned how I was dressed. I also never mentioned the type of cookies. And when your audience starts to fill in details, that is a great outcome. Because, as my friend Mark Brown says, your story has now become their story. When you give them just enough sensory details, they start to pull from their history, their memories, and they start to incorporate those into the gaps that you've created. You don't want to paint the whole picture. Let them fill in those unimportant gaps, because now it's a shared experience. Your listener feels like they're right there. People have told me many times, I feel like I was right there in the classroom with you, Michael. I was looking at you and I was feeling all the tension and feeling the environment. That's what we want. We're no longer giving a report or just a bunch of facts. We've got that shared experience. That opens the door to people wanting to hear more from you. More importantly, if you're presenting to sell a product, service, or idea, you're earning people's trust, which is hard to do these days. You won't get that by sharing facts and figures or giving them a long history of your background. They want that emotional connection, which you create through the 6 emotions you heard about yesterday. And by the way, that link to that video is below this one if you didn't see that. And you heighten that by including those senses. So if you want to create an experience that people will remember and help them remember you and build that trust, insert those 6 emotions, at least one of them, and include as many of the senses as you can to go from telling just a story to creating a memorable experience, easy for me to say, creating a memorable experience, a message that will stick with people long after they hear you present. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to post them below, or you can contact me, information below this video. I look forward to talking with you in the next video.